Hello and welcome back to Pulled Focus. We're continuing our series speaking to the filmmakers at this year's Deep Fried Film Festival. Tonight we are joined by Albin Wildner from Austria, who has a film in called Dogwatch. Hi Albin.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Right, I'm pleased to have you here. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and the film, please?
It's a very personal film to me. It was produced in my part of the film studies I do at Film Academy Vienna. I started this film academy quite late, with 30 years old. Before I was working in industrial company for about 4 years, and before also 4 years in a printing agency. So I think I know what's about to work on a regular basis, and that inspired me also a lot to my stories, and also particular to this film.
Fabulous. Well, we're going to show a little clip just now.
Ich bin Messsteuer- und Regeltechniker.
Ja, das wissen wir. Es ist nur so, Sie sind jetzt schon längere Zeit auf Arbeitssuche und da gelten für Sie jetzt neue Zumutbarkeitsbestimmungen. Das heißt, Sie müssen jetzt eine zumutbare Beschäftigung annehmen.
So, bitte. Den Zentralschlüssel bitte nicht verlieren, das kann teuer werden.
На здоровье.
Ну, крайне будемо.
So, can you tell our audience what the film's about?
The film is about a 50 to 55-year-old man who is unemployed for a couple of years. He was a professional maintenance manager, and the production moved to another country, and his position got obsolete. So he had to join a security company after quite a while, because restrictions get tougher if you are unemployed for a longer period of time. And he has to face a world where things happen that he's not really made of, and also where he is a little, I would say, has to do something which is under his knowledge and his profession. On the other side, there is a situation at home. He moved back to his mother, who is old and got nursing care, and that's also something that inspired me from my grandmother a lot. I also worked 1 year in a nursing station, and I really thought that time to maybe do it as part of my future way. So it's a lot of personal things, they come together, and I just tried to draw a picture of my view of the spirit of our time, politically wise and also economically wise.
There's a lot of emotion in the film. You can see that there is a personal attachment with that, or personal storytelling. Was that something you found difficult to express in the film?
No, I think if it's something personal, I mean, maybe if you have problems to find it in yourself, or you don't want to show it, or you hide it, then maybe it's difficult. But it comes out very natural also during writing. I feel like 50% of the script is out of my life, and the other 50% is when I talk to people in this environment. I also did a course for security in the period of researching, and I feel like it was writing it by itself. Just the stories I got told from the colleagues there in this course. So no, I don't feel it was hard. It came out quite easy. production was not so easy because we didn't have that much budget, so we had to do a lot of things and with a lot of effort, and yeah, so I'm really happy for also the team members who did that for that amount of work. So I'm really blessed with this project, even if it was tough to finish it, but more on the technical and organization side, not so much on the conceptual side.
So a lot of the filming is at night in darkness. Was that a challenge to film, or were there any other challenges involved in the film?
Yeah, it was, of course, we had a lot of night shoots there at the company where he's working, doing his security work. We actually searched for a lot of companies who also had that kind of atmosphere that we were looking for. And we had to put on a lot of lights, a lot of neon lights. I think 60 tubes outside of the facility. We placed them there, and it was crazy much work. Also, the wet down of the concrete. It was just a good old friend of mine with the garden. I don't know how it's called in English. So it was all self-made. We took our time, and the night was okay. Especially working with the dog was a challenge, but the dog performed really well. It is a very well trained dog, and we postponed also our production for a couple of months because I was not finished with casting. The dog had a couple of weeks more with the trainer or a couple of months more to practice also the moment where he has to lay still and don't move. So it really worked out much better than I could have even imagined, I have to admit.
Great, you bet me to it, because my next question was going to be the old mantra, don't work with children and animals, but you had a dog, and did the dog behave? Was it interesting having a dog on set, or something that you were prepared for?
The good thing was that our main actor fell in love with the dog, and they really became a strong team. And that's I think that's something you can also feel a bit. They liked each other. That helped a lot. The dog by itself just worked perfect. He could repeat the things. We just had to plan our schedule around the dog. We had to start with the dog scenes because if the dog is tired, he will not do anything. So we had to start with every shots of the dog. Then the shots to the actor. So it was more difficult for the actor to shoot than without the dog because the dog was not there anymore. And then we brought the dog in maybe 2 or 3 hours later and concentrated on the dog, and that had to work. So we had there maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 tries. And yes, the good thing is I shot in different directions, like shot reverse shot for a lot of scenes, so I could fix a lot of things in editing. So some things, when you see the dog, it's just the seconds where the dog works, and that we used in the film, and it was enough to bring it together. Also the format, the aspect ratio, it's a widescreen aspect ratio of CinemaScope, helped a bit in this occasion, because if you do I don't know, something like a medium shot and you don't see the dog, if it's maybe the aspect ratio 1 to 78 or something like that, then you see more in the height, and then the dog would appear maybe more often. So that was also kind of an idea to work around the dog, and maybe then show him when he's fine, and the times around you just build him in sound design. We had a great Foley artist who could do very nice dog walking sounds, and we we cheated where we could.
So are there any other filmmakers that have inspired your work in Dogwatch or any of your other work?
Filmmakers inspired my work. I have to mention Ken Loach, of course. I really admire his work. Also, Dardenne Brothers is cinema I always follow, and yeah, but also Brisé, they had a film which also has a security actually in his main role. Um, yeah, I would say that inspired me for sure. Even if I tried to not to watch the Brisé movie because I saw it started also at the job center, and I didn't want to do it exactly the same way, so I just watched it afterwards. So I cannot even say that this one inspired me, but yeah, when I watched it, I really admired him. So. And also, yeah, there's a filmmaker I really, Jasmila Spanic, who did Kubadi Saida this year. Um, People like that I look up to.
Fabulous. So we have films in from all over the world, and we have done over all the years that we've been doing the Deep Fried Film Festival. What's the independent film industry like in Austria?
You know, we have not many mainstream or I don't know, big commercial productions. They get more, but Austria is very strong at art house cinema because of directors like Michael Haneke or Gerd Spielmann or Jessica Hausner, Markus Schleinzer. So they built kind of a scene, I would say, and we are very lucky to have a good funding system. So I think most of Austrian cinema productions, they're not that strong on the box office, but we are in a fortunate position that we can make films. Of course, there are not many films every year, and if you have a big name, then yeah, it's maybe easier than if you start something. But I cannot really say because I'm not there. I did the short film, and the next step, then I can maybe get more specific in that answering that question. But I feel in Austria we don't have these big productions with a lot of millions in there, so everything is a bit simpler, a bit easier, and yeah, kind of that.
Gives you more time to develop though and express yourselves without the same sort of pressure of having that big industry above you though.
I would say so too. It's more personal, you know. You maybe spend more time with a smaller group of people together, talk more, and you have to prepare. Um, there are not so many people talking from the sides, and you can do it how you want it. I feel so, yeah. So that's very precious, and I really know what we have here in Austria. Even if the film industry is not that big, but I feel like there is a lot of very honest cinema, a lot of very genuine films, and yes, I can say we are fortunate.
Oh, really glad that you had the opportunity to make Dogwatch and send it in to us. It is showing as part of this year's Deep Fried Film Festival, but why should our viewers watch the film?
I didn't got the question. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Why should people watch your film?
Why should people watch my film? I don't even know why they should watch it, but I think I tried to put my personal perspective of a very, very regular and normal life situation that maybe is more universal than it's just particularly Austrian. it has something to do of losing your value, also maybe your self value in a, yeah, in a industry where, yeah, the individual is of course not so much taken care of, and more privatization leads to higher pressure on employees and also on much more fluctuation and moving production. It's something that happens um, in a lot of places. Austria is a bit fortunate also in this thing, but we had a government when I wrote the script who was really planning to raise the pressure on jobless people, and yeah. So I think it's something that you can see in the topics you can see maybe in different countries and societies, especially in Europe, maybe.
It's something that's been echoed by our panel when we were going through the submissions as well, and we're very much looking forward to sharing the film Dogwatch with our audience. Thank you so much for joining us, Albin.
Thank you so much for having me and for this nice conversation.
You can see Albin's film Dogwatch as part of this year's Deep Fried Film Festival, along with all the other ones that we've been talking to the filmmakers about. Keep following us, keep liking us, and sharing this information so we can tell more people about these fantastic independent films that are coming in from all over the world. For now, bye.